Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I want to talk to those of you in the state of California who are collecting Fed Ed. Many of you have had questions about your Fed Ed claims in the comments over the last couple weeks. Things seem to be a bit foggy for you guys if you're currently on a Fed Ed claim in terms of what comes next. First up, what happens once those of you collecting Fed Ed reach the end of your up to 20 weeks worth of Fed Ed benefits? The EDD, as well as the stimulus bill and the Department of Labor, have stated that once you reach the end of your Fed Ed extension, the EDD states that you may then go on to collect the remaining weeks of PEUC extension, which lasts up to claim week ending September 4th. The EDD has made it very clear recently that they want you to file a new claim if you reach the end of your benefit year and you are collecting Fed Ed. Some Fed Ed claims will continue to pay out past the benefit year, but not all. If you are able to collect and receive payments and certify, then continue certifying and receiving payments. However, once you get stuck in pending, know that that is the reason why. The EDD has stated online that it requires you to file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. So why do Fed Ed claims have to do this? Well, the Department of Labor, which is the federal agency that dictates to the states exactly how they must implement the programs, states that if a claimant is able to be taken off of a federal level extension and moved back over to state unemployment benefits, that they are required to do so. Once you reach the end of your 12 months of having a claim, the EDD must check and see if you do or do not qualify for a new claim. So this is the reason why if you call into customer service and they can tell that you do not qualify for a new claim, that they will tell you that you will be extended on your old claim. Now, because Fed Ed pays out for some people past their benefit year, I want you guys to anticipate that if you are certifying on a Fed Ed claim and it is expired, that at one certification or another, you're going to be stuck in pending and you will then need to file a new claim. If you have not worked at all and you know that you do not qualify for a new claim, the faster option would be to call into customer service and have them put in that you do not qualify for a new claim and then apply the extension to you. You must file for a new year while you are in the middle of collecting Fed Ed. If you do qualify for a new claim, then you will be moved over to that new claim. If you do not qualify for a new claim, then you will be allowed to continue to stay on your old claim and finish up all of your Fed Ed extension. Now, once you have used up all up to 20 weeks of your Fed Ed benefits, then you are eligible to move over to a PEUC extension. That PEUC extension is going to extend you up until claim week ending September 4th. Now, the EDD has a rule which is dictated by the Department of Labor and the most recent stimulus bill that states that if your new unemployment claim for a PEUC claim is $25 less or even smaller than your old claim, that you can stay on your old claim and continue to collect. Well, unfortunately, this rule does not apply to individuals who are collecting Fed Ed. This has been a big problem for some of my subscribers recently who have called into customer service, filed for a new claim, been placed on that new claim, and then were told that they were not able to move back to the old claim because they were collecting Fed Ed. The EDD has very limited language on this policy published on their page, and the only information regarding this specific clause is under the PEUC extension. So that $25 rule does not seem to apply to Fed Ed claims. Now, in order for Fed Ed to be activated, the state's unemployment rate must be 6% or higher, or Fed Ed can also be activated when the state's unemployment rate is 5%, as long as it is also at least 120% higher than the average unemployment rate for the same period in the 2 previous years. So how close are we to keeping Fed Ed activated? Well, currently published on March 26th, the EDD has stated that the California unemployment rate is 8.5% for the month of February. That means for those of you that are currently going to be collecting a PEUC extension up until claim week ending September 4th, if you have not yet collected Fed Ed and the state unemployment rate remains high, that you then could potentially go on to a Fed Ed claim after September 4th if you qualify. Now, I know that you guys are going to ask me this in the comments many times, so I'm going to answer it here very clearly. If you have a Fed Ed claim and you reach the end of your benefit year, do you have to file a new claim? The EDD says yes. The Department of Labor says yes. What if your Fed Ed claim is still paying you out? If it's still paying you out, then keep certifying and keep getting paid, but the second you see yourself get stuck in pending, know that it is because you must file a new claim. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Unless you're gonna ask me if you have to file a new claim when you reach the end of your benefit year. Don't ask me that one.